joined by Dean Radford at the Offside Trust charity game. Dean, first of all, I just want to say thank you very much for allowing us to be here today, and how much admiration 24/7 Football has for you as an individual and as an organisation as well. I think it's absolutely fantastic what you've been doing. Going along with the charity first, and then we'll get to the actual game today. How important is it for this charity to be a hub for people that can come and speak about whatever has happened?
Well, yes, it's massive. It's just the days have gone where the PC thing was for people not to talk forward and come forward about their issues they've had and what they've gone through in their lives. So the Offside Trust is that door for people. It's an open door, and this is all about awareness and people coming forward, being able to talk about the things that have happened, because it's known that sexual abuse is something that people don't like talking about, and it's out there now, and more and more people are talking about it, and this is what we got to do. We just got to keep that door open and encourage people to not live with it, not have to cope with this thing that's in their life, most horrific thing, but they can start dealing with it, and that's what we're there for, and that's what we're trying to do.
How groundbreaking is the Offside Trust? Because within football, myself included, I had no idea the extent of what was happening behind the scenes. So are you proud to be this groundbreaking organisation?
Yeah, I'm very proud and very honoured to be part of it, and that's why you give up your time, you try and promote it as much as you can. But as a survivor myself, this is what you want to do. You want these people that a lot of them are adults now, not to become or not to stay as victims anymore, but to be survivors and to start dealing with this horrific thing that's happened to them.
What would you say to anyone who might be watching this that has gone through the same sort of things that you yourself and many others have been through?
Just to encourage them to speak out. And the Offside Trust, the different thing about us, because there are other organisations out there, the NSPCC is one of them, and they do a fantastic job, but we're just ex-footballers, ex-sportsmen. We're lads that have a laugh. We've been through it, we've seen it happen, and we know the emotions, we know the roller coaster that you go through. So even if it's just an initial disclosure, just to sort of talk about, just the first step is always the hardest one. And we're by no means experts, but we're just normal people, and I know various different survivors, many now, that feel so much better because they've actually made that first step. And we're there, as I said, it's an open door. There's no time limit on it. It's as and when they're ready.
You mentioned about the stigma that is attached to men like yourself, that they can't be victims, they can't come out. How much progress has been made by yourselves and other organisations, and how far is it to go on this journey?
Well, I think there is still a long way to go, but I said we're a lot further down the line than we were two and a half years ago now. So the stigma is still there, but I think we are now, as a nation, we are now beginning to sort of crack that stigma. And as I said, it's something that we're, who would have thought 2.5 years ago we'd be having an organised charity event and getting the support we are on social media with the celebrities, with the Hollyoaks people, and who would have said that 2.5 years ago? And this is how far we've come in 2.5 years, but there's still a lot of work to do.
Moving on to the charity game, you've sold 1,000+ tickets. Just how proud are you of today, and how much actual planning has gone into an event like this?
There's been a hell of a lot of work goes in, and Steve Walters and Chris, and a lot of organisation, a lot of time, a lot of emotion, a lot of devotion goes into organising something like this. A lot of work goes on behind the scenes from the families, from the wives, and they've done a fantastic job. And Chester Football Club, great venue for it, and just hopefully, the weather's okay, and just hopefully, we can put on a good show for everyone.
Right, thank you very much for speaking to us again. Full of admiration for yourself, and again, thank you for letting us come today.